Hello and welcome to the JTrain Podcast. It's a Chit Chat Wednesday, and today's guest is an OKP, Josh Gondelman. He is fantastic, he is hilarious, and he has a new special on YouTube called Positive Reinforcement. The link is in the bio of this episode, so go watch the special. You're going to love it. Josh is hilarious. We talk about aging and sneakers. We do a worst five on shoes generally, because I'm not a sneaker guy, but Josh is like the sneaker guy. So if you like sneakers, you're going to love this episode. Enjoy today's show. Boom. Hello and welcome to the JTrain Podcast. This is JTrain, Jared Freid, coming to you live from Hartford, Connecticut. That's right, every Wednesday is a Chit Chat Wednesday where I sit down with a friend, a comedian, an expert. I think I have all three here today. I have a friend, I have a comedian, an expert in all things. Well, we're going to get to it later because I asked for your worst five in. He's a sneakerhead, an underrated sneakerhead, an expert in the sneaker world. But most importantly, he has a hilarious special that's out on YouTube right now called Positive Reinforcement. Josh Gondelman, how are you?
I'm good, thanks, Jared. How are you doing? How's Hartford?
Hartford is, as you can see from the background of a Courtyard by Marriott, It really is humbling. This is the thing. In comedy, you go to some places and you go, not everywhere is the big bright lights of Hollywood. This is like, I got in this room just now and it's like, even like the paint job, like the taupe that they use. You can see behind me, like,
yeah.
I don't know. I would love to interview the designer for the Courtyard by Marriott rooms.
It's just like, we want to make it just depressing enough that you don't feel good, but not so depressing that your life ends in this Courtyard by Marriott.
Right. We want it to end elsewhere. We want this to be part of the note you write.
This is the slow slide.
Right. We don't want
I feel this way so much when I'm on the road, where it's like, it's not like the shows are bad or the people are bad or even being out in the city. It's just, there's like no glamour in where you stay in Hartford.
Right. That is a great point, because there's a lot of people when you come in, the way we travel, that you can feel the insecurities of people with their own towns. Like, we come from New York City and, the bravado of, people from New York City, whoever lives there. And wow, you must think Hartford is the worst place on earth. And I don't think that of any place. I've made fun of Hartford a lot recently, like on podcasts. Because I went to this club before, and like the club, like I remember just everyone was hammered. And I remember it was like a tough weekend. And it was like, I remember there was one guy in the crowd that just like, he was like in the green room before the show. Like, that's how drunk he was. Like, he was like, is this the show? And then I was like, get him out. Like, get him. And they're like, we'll see. We'll try. And it's like, then we tried 10 minutes in, like, he's just a mess. Like, I just remember that was like a big part of the weekend. So I'm like, I've been saying to people, like, on wherever I can say it, I'm like, come to the Hartford show. Don't act like I'm coming back all the time. Like, this play, like this, like this isn't like fill up the room, get it with the people that like what I do. Like, not the people who are like, oh, who's this guy, after they've had 17 Coronas.
Right. It's just another place to drink with air conditioning. Sometimes
it is. But I do get the most done at a place like this. I do get the most. When I'm doing stand-up and I'm writing, like, I feel like I go to a place like Hartford and like there's no distraction. I'm in this court. This is my Walden Pond. This is where
you're looking inward because there's nothing else to look at.
Right. Where are you coming from? What's going on? You have the special that's out. It's on YouTube. We want everyone, the link to the YouTube special, it is in the bio of this episode. It is called Positive Reinforcement. It's out. It's, Josh is hilarious. I just went to your stories and on Instagram, and I saw someone, you reposted from someone, and this is the type of compliments you get. I think you get specific compliments. It said, Josh Gondelman is to be cherished. Cherished.
Yeah, they were playing off the bit about me. The opening bit in the special is just me talking about how when I drink, I just get overly sentimental about my friends. Like I don't do anything exciting. And so they were throwing it back at me of just texting my friends like, I cherish you, bro.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't even know that. I was like, but that is such a you word to me. Like, I feel like you would use that word to say, nice things to someone.
It's it exactly. I'm home in Brooklyn. It's been really nice. It's like my wife and I have been gearing up together because she has a book that's out July 1st.
Oh, wow.
I have the special out. And so we've really been the two of us are just doing, interviews. And she's been doing all these email questionnaires for literary blogs and stuff. And so it's been a pretty exciting time in our household.
You must have it's funny, you get to the computer and you tag each other in for another podcast.
Yeah, no, truly. It's a multi-podcast. When we're both, I also I got hired to co-host this podcast for a white noise machine for people to fall asleep to. And then everybody in my head is going, that's just your act, right? But I've been co-hosting this podcast and, usually sometimes we record stuff at the same time. If she's doing a podcast in one room, I'm doing a podcast in the other room, but she was doing one that was just so much fun and she was laughing. And I was recording this podcast where I had to go hey, everybody, it's bedtime. You know that? And I had to go out the other room and be like, I'm so sorry, but your laughter is going to wake people up.
Right. Wait a minute. What's a white noise podcast? What is the premise of this?
I've been hosting this podcast, co-hosting. It's a talk show for this white noise machine, which is called Hatch. I don't know if you know.
I have a Hatch.
Yeah. Hatch. Okay. So they have Hatch Plus. That's all their proprietary bespoke programming. And so I've been co-hosting this podcast that's a gentle talk show it's 20 minutes and then it fades out to white noise.
So what do you talk about on the talk show? What's the premise? Is it talking about bed? Is it talking about how you sleep?
This is great. It's the ideas for it to kind of have an adult slumber party vibe, not a sensual thing, but
sure.
You're catching up with your friend late at night and have you seen any good movies lately? And so there's a little bit of we're playing Two Truths and a Lie, kind of the hosts are getting to know each other. We're talking about we're going down Wikipedia rabbit holes. It's been really fun to record, but there's unexpected stuff that they're actually stay away from this because it wakes people up. Obviously,
give me an example. I was just having this conversation last night. Give me an example.
So obviously it's not a news thing because that's not a go to sleep. You're not let me just look at the front page of the New York Times and wind down. But but the other thing that we always have to kind of keep keep on top of is food stuff really wakes people up.
Really?
So if you're God, I had the best hamburger today. I went to this place in my neighborhood and they just do it just right with the grilled onions and just a little sauce and the buns grilled. People are they get hungry and wake up.
Oh my God. I can understand that. The conversation about food, you go, well, now I'm thinking about what's in my fridge. Yeah. I'm thinking about, and especially if you're trying to get to bed, you're trying to go to dreamland, not to the fridge.
Yeah, exactly. And so it's stuff like that. And then stuff that is common fears where do we try to avoid too? Because, it's the kind of thing that in stand up, if you're oh, I got stuck in an elevator for an hour and you tell that story and it's funny, you're just great, we're all in this room, we're laughing together. It doesn't feel stressful. But if someone is just in your ears at night being I was stuck in an elevator for an hour, it was a very bad experience for me.
Right. You're rising the tension.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so funny because my whole life, when I think about podcasting and stuff, I've been listening to talk radio, my whole life. So it was never music in the car. It was always talk radio in the car. And then to go to bed, since I've been 8 years old, I've listened to talk radio to go to bed. I used to have WEEI on. And
sure.
And I would put it on a 20-minute timer. 20-minute was the time. And it's funny you say 20 minutes because 20 minutes was like the perfect. Half hour was always too much. 10 was always too little because then you'd have to return it on again. And so then I used to, and then there was and I was telling this to someone last night. I was literally having this conversation. And did you know? And I read this, and I'm like, I'm repeating a tweet I may have read halfway through.
Sure. Oh, yeah. That's what we all do now. That's how we learn things.
That's the premise of every podcast. So I had read, because then I started falling asleep to The Office. And The Office, I guess when it went off of Netflix, a lot of people complained because this is their going to sleep show.
Yeah.
And the reason so many people use The Office as a going to sleep show is that there's no laugh track. Right. So there's no like up and down of the noises. There's no like extreme sounds. It's not like all of a sudden you hear ha ha ha, and it's not action. So it's not like guns shooting.
Right. Right.
So the only time The Office would wake you up
was the theme song.
The theme song.
Yeah. That's what I was. That's my guess immediately. Just the like. Okay, it winds out and then it's like do 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 do.
Right. It goes to like an immediate like alarm sound if you think about it.
Right. And that is like a phone alarm almost.
Right. Do 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 do. Like yeah, and it's like I was thinking about, and it's so funny that you bring up like a sleep, white noise podcast, because I'm like, I do like hearing the chit chat of two people to go to bed.
Same.
Like
I used to when I was a teenager. There was always Loveline because that was on a couple nights a week. And that was like a big go to sleep radio show for me.
Right. Because people would also call into Loveline with very like calm tales. It's not like they were screaming. It wasn't drive time. It was like, so I'm dating this woman.
Yeah.
And, it was a lot like that. Like
very even tone.
Very. Well, I love that. What's it called? So if people want to go listen.
It's called Pillow Talk.
Perfect. Of course.
It's a blast. Yeah, it's really fun.
So the special, it's called Positive Reinforcement. When I asked you to like boil down the special, you said it's about being the old guy in the room.
Yeah.
And what about aging has surprised you the most? Because we're the same age.
Yeah. I felt like coming out of like 2020 and 2021, right? Like less was happening. We were out less. And that to me, like coming back, getting vaccinated and then like being back out in the world, I was like, oh, I'm not like, I feel like the young people are younger than they used to be. Right. But it's really just that I'm older.
Well, also New York City, if you think of New York, like our age group, they all, instead of, there was a point in New York City where it's like, we'll have kids and we'll let the kids outgrow the shell like the hermit crab would, and then when it gets too uncomfortable, we'll go to the suburbs or we'll go to like outer Brooklyn, outer Queens. And then the pandemic happened and people were like, we're not waiting on that. We're not going to, we're just going to go right away. So it was very old and very young in the city.
That's right. I think that's a great way to put it. And just even being in comedy, it's like, oh, the new comics, like the new generation of like working comics is a good like 10 years younger than us now. And it's like, it's really cool. It's like, oh, damn, there's all these great new people that you can watch and like be inspired by and like really work hard to keep up with. But it is like, oh, that's not me anymore. I'm not like, hey guys, just happy to be here. And like, I'm new on the scene. It's like, oh, I have to like maintain quality and like effort.
Well, that's the big thing with stand-up. Like when you see bad stand-up, it's usually that comedian wasn't working on it. And part of working on it is being in the room, and by osmosis, you see a young person talk about what's going, someone 10 years younger and what they're going through, and you go, oh, that's what someone's going through.
Right.
Like,
I didn't realize that was happening. That's like, yeah, totally. I think it keeps you culturally in the loop to like watch other people, and it keeps you from doing like the like hack stuff, because you're like, when you see a lot of something, you're like, oh, okay, this is like a viewpoint that's out there, etc. And so the special, there's like so much about just like, first, like acknowledging that to young people, I'm from another century. Like, you know,
It's
10,
weird to
15
think
years ago,
about.
we'd be like, we're 90s kids. And now they're
Right.
like, oh, you're from the 1990s. And it's like, don't say 19.
Right. You've insulted me. You
Yeah, that's
enunciated
hurtful.
way too specifically. It is interesting you say that because, you know, and also we're the first generation that wrote in ink on the internet. So
Mhm.
it's a little bit different even because we got we were almost got the blessing of like putting things on the internet and thinking we were geniuses. Like,
Yeah.
you know, how many dating blogs, you know, have I written that I found out years later, oh, that was a Sex in the City episode.
Sure.
And I was kind of like, you know, and the blessing is that like not having it, you know, someone couldn't just click on the episode of Sex in the City and go, here it is, buddy, not that original. You
Right.
know,
And now someone could make a video with the episode playing underneath them while they read from your blog above them. You're just like,
right.
oof, it's all
Right.
right
Oh my
there.
God. It's like I guess all of those weren't great, you know,
Yeah.
and I think, you know, the new generation that, you know, the decade younger, you know, I hear a lot of stuff that they put out. You know, you see this on TikTok a lot, and you're like, it's this like, you know, I saw this the other day. This woman who's trying to be an influencer, she put out like, here's the hot spot for eating, you know, French food in New York City, and it was Boucherie, and like, and it's in the West Village. It's been there like 100 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And every comment was burying her. It was like just crushing her for like, and hers is like this cute,
Yep.
totally innocent post of like, and you got to get the bread and it's got great vibes and look at the corner it's on. And it's like everyone in the comments is just like, we tried it. This has to be rage bait. They're accusing her of like, that
And
she's
just
like
she just didn't know. She just got there.
Just got there.
And
someone
so it's
asked her,
like-
they go, is this rage bait? They go, when did you get to New York? She's like 3 months ago. It's like, of course, this is like,
Yeah.
it's like, why would
But
she
it's
know?
also, so it's two things, right? It's like I feel like now you just get crushed so easily because it used to be if you did something that was like a little corny and like didn't, you know, wasn't great, it like didn't get that kind of traction. But now
Right.
it feels like when one person sees something that's like, this sucks, it just like snowballs. And so there's just this rage snowball rolling downhill at you. And there on the other side, there's more people than ever. Like I moved to New York 3 months ago, and I'm going to tell you all the hidden hotspots. And you're
Right.
like, well, both sides could use like a little, like take a breath.
Right. Both
Think
sides
about
could
it.
like, yeah, take a breath is like the best way to put it. Like, and it's definitely both sides because I saw her post and I was like, come on. Like my first reaction was this is where she's telling me I need to go. And then
Right.
I'm like looking at the comments. I'm like, okay, well, don't be like them. You know, like
Well, you
don't be
have
like
to
these monsters.
Scream at her about it, but it is, you do kind of roll your eyes of like, oh, this person is like, they jumped in with both feet and they just didn't have the base of knowledge. And I think that's a lot, you know, I don't mean to single out this one young woman because I think a lot of people do that now. They like really put themselves out in public. And part of it is like, I don't know if you feel this way, but I think when we started stand up, there was like a little bit more of an attitude of like, get good and then get yourself in front of people. And now
Right.
In many instances, but not all, it's like, get famous and figure it out afterwards.
Well, that's a big, you know, there was an interview with Addison Rae and she like referenced the Kardashians of like, basically like do your Ray J tape and then use the fame to get what you want to do what you want to do. I don't know if she didn't say in those words, but like,
right. But it was
it's
get the attention and then figure out how you want to direct people's attention once you have it.
I know. And there's like good and bad to everything. Like I can't hate on that because I'm like, yeah, I don't know what I would do in that position. Like, I don't know, you know, like I can't speak to like that. I would like, there's a piece of me that goes, is doing stand up a waste of time? Right. You know, you have which is a scary thought that because you do see, speaking of bits that like, you know, that haven't been worked out in a room, like you kind of see these bits online that I'm like, wait a minute, how did they not know that's been done in an open mic 7,000 times? Like, how did they not know? And then it doesn't matter. There's 30,000 likes and comments of people loving it, and it's like they didn't care. Like, are we too precious? Are they too naive? Are they naive in the right amount? Like it's and then if you think about it too much, you'll just strangle yourself in a courtyard by Marriott.
Hartford courtyard crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think about that all the time of like what the idea of like people who have an audience but not a community necessarily, right? Where like I think stand-ups, it's an imperfect system, but I think stand-ups are pretty good at like keeping each other in check about like,
absolutely.
Oh, hey, someone actually, that's like very close to like a pretty famous Bill Burr joke from 10 years ago that maybe you just didn't see. Totally fine, no problem. But like online, you don't get that someone kind of tapping you on the shoulder and going, oh, dude, just so you know, it's like a million people screaming at you.
Right. And if you did get, if for the one person it's like, hey, just want to let you know, you read it as, hey, idiot. You're doing a Bill Burr. You're not even like allowing their tone to show through.
Right. Totally. Because there's so much of that other tone. You're just like, well, he's probably an asshole too.
Right. Everyone's an asshole. I mean, you really do have to love doing stand up to like want to like make good stand up. Like,
yeah.
And where did you tape the special?
I taped at Bell House in Brooklyn.
So Bell House, Brooklyn crowd, fun.
Yeah.
That's like the place you would want to tape a special.
Yeah, it's really nice. I like don't quite, there's some cities on the road where I think I could go and go, this will be a nice crowd and I can anticipate what they'll be like and it'll be a full room. Mm. But I tried a few years ago to record an album at a really excellent comedy club, but I was doing 4 shows and just kind of didn't fill the room the way I'd hoped. And so I didn't love the way it sounded because of that. And I was like, okay, I'm not taking any chances. I'm doing like a venue that I can walk to from home where I know I can fill it for 2 shows and work from there. And so like I've done previous albums here, and I did my last special People Pleaser was here, and I've recorded in Boston too, where I know I can like bring out enough people. But it's like, I think I always am like super impressed when someone like a Jim Gaffigan can be like, okay, it makes sense for me to tape when I'm in Albany or Chattanooga or wherever. And he's like, I just know that I'll have enough people there and it'll be great.
Chattanooga's been good to me. It's gonna be a great time.
Like, well, it must be nice.
Right. That's a really nice feling. It's like you're not showing up to Hartford being like, I guess we'll see, what happens.
I hope they're not too drunk.
Right. I hope they didn't do their meth before the show. I hope Saturday is their meth day and not Friday.
Yeah, meth Saturday.
Wait, so I like asking this question when someone has a special come out. Your favorite bit of the special, the one you like the most.
Oh,
don't feel pressure to tell it.
Okay.
But the one you don't tell it, but just the idea of it.
The idea is I was hanging out with my oldest friend and we were talking about someone from our past with kind of an embarrassing nickname. Mm. And I go, have you talked to this guy? And I say in the special, I say the turd. I change it because it's like a real guy that we know.
It's a specific nickname that they would know.
Specific nickname that like people would know. And it's like kind of the story itself is kind of sad. But he goes, I go, have you talked to the turd? And he goes, dude, you didn't hear? The turd died. And I was like, man, you've got to say Craig. And it's like 70-30 because sometimes audiences would just be like, that's not funny. I'm still thinking about a dead guy. Right.
And it is funny though that it's like the picture they show when someone's died. Like, can we there should be a list of items that we can just like set out for our, like, I don't want like to be the ghost being like, you use my fattest picture. Like, I always think of that.
That's an old headshot. You could ask my agent for the new headshot.
Right. Or they use a headshot that's too good and everyone's like, that's not what he looked like. I would be embarrassed.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So the bit is just about that. It's like just about like, you can't use the nickname when you can't use the silly words for serious news. And I like really I always love sitting in that tension of like bringing it really low of, oh, you didn't hear, man, the turd died. And then just like the audience is so quiet. And then like, because nobody sees it coming.
Right, because you're talking about the turd.
Like, all that, yeah.
Yeah, the minute someone with the nickname the turd, you never expect death coming. They're the turd forever.
Right,
they're one age. They're the same snot-nosed kid, forever.
The turd lived.
Right. Okay, what's the joke you wish you could have worked on longer?
Oh, that's a good question. I really brought this. I like toured it for a while, and I thought I was maybe going to record summer 2023. And then I was out for like a whole other year before it actually lined up to get to record it with the director I wanted to work with and the venue. Yeah. And so it just kind of kept getting pushed. So I really like worked this over, and I don't think there's too much. Like every other time I've been like, oh man, that's kind of, but there's one joke that I cut from the special that's on the album version that just was like a little 50-50 again with crowds, and it didn't fit. Like it slowed down the pace of the special a little bit because it didn't quite hit at its best. And I wish I could have figured out how to do it, but it's a joke about how and it's like coming right off of like Cherish, how I'm like too like loving with my friends about stuff like that. And it's about how if I were in a plane that was going down and everyone was calling their families, I'm like, they get it. My people know. I don't have to, I'm not trying to call my wife.
The message.
Yeah. I'm not trying to call my wife and have her hear 180 people screaming and crying in the background, like ruin her day. Like she knows I love her. I'm dead now. It's fine.
We've done it. We did a call last week.
Yeah, I talked to her before I took off. What do I think she thinks I had a different opinion in the last 90 minutes?
Right. It'd be funny to call like a third tier friend and be like, hey, everyone would know except you. Like this is the one person. They'd be like, I'm the call.
We haven't.
Right.
It's been a while.
The
way the bit goes is, and this is like, it's like a little darker than the rest of the show. So it like didn't make, I think I'll probably put it online on its own, but it's like, I do really well when somebody means a lot to me. I go, hey man, like I'm so glad that we're friends. It's really great to hang out. So glad we took the time to catch up. But when I don't like someone, they never know. I'm just like, what? And so I go, if the plane's going down, I'm calling someone I don't like, filling them in.
Oh, yeah. Let them know.
Yeah. Someone using my phone as Paul Work. Ugh.
All right. Well, I wanted to talk with you. I mentioned you are a sneakerhead. Okay. I love you. You were posting for a long time.
Yeah.
Sneakers of the day.
Yeah.
How big's your collection?
It's a little embarrassing. I feel like I went too hard for a while. Part of it was I was working at Jesus in Marrow. And so I would try to switch it up for every episode. And I ended up with about 50 pairs, all things considered.
Is there a favorite you have?
There are a couple. And some of them have like kind of worn into the ground because I'm like a big wear your sneakers person. Like I'm not a big collector for the sake of like just having them in a box and like peeking into it once a year.
Right.
So I've gotten really into like, I got this Japanese pair of New Balances that's like a plaid pattern on them, and they only released in Japan, and I bought them resale, and they're just super comfortable, and they have kind of like a subtle fun look. I have these high top Adidas Rivalries that were like an Eric Emanuel, who's a designer collaboration, that are like a floral print on these high tops. But those ones I don't wear a ton because they're like, it's like wearing boots around. They're like stiff high tops. But yeah, I have a few. And I've got a pair. This is the most embarrassing. This is like true sneaker freak behavior. It was my wife's birthday, might have been her 40th birthday, and she had fallen asleep, or she was like kind of fading on the couch, and I bought myself sneakers from my phone on her birthday, and it's these Para Air Max ones that are like, I overpaid for them, but I was like, God, I've been waiting, and like I'm a little drunk from birthday celebrations, and just bought myself.
You deserve it.
Yeah, I deserve it. I work hard.
You deserve it. It's her birthday. You deserve it. Yeah,
I should get it. It's like it felt like you know how if there are two little kids and one is too little to understand that it's not also their birthday, so you get them a little gift too. It was like that vibe, but just adult me.
Right. You needed a treat. just
That's
like
right.
your wife. So let's do the 5 worst. And I changed it because I'm not a sneaker guy myself. So I made it 5 worst shoe trends.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first.
Go
This
ahead.
one, I feel like as kind of a tourist in the sneaker world, like I didn't grow up a super, of the culture. I feel like I have to say this as a PSA because I try to be respectful of the sneaker culture. I feel like, I bet you've seen this in New York too, because clean white Air Force Ones are such a New York City thing, right? Like,
yes.
You see it and you're like, oh, this guy's got like brand new, and people call it Uptowns, right? You go, oh, this guy's got a pair of brand new Uptowns, like he's looking fresh. But it's become like kind of a white hipster thing to get a pair of Air Force Ones and wear them like totally cooked, like almost sepia toned, like you just wear them into the ground, which I'm generally for, but I'm like, this is disrespectful to Air Force One culture.
So the Air Force One culture is that they be clean, and there are people going the other way where they're like wearing them gross.
Keep wearing them real gross. And so I'm like, I think that is disrespectful to the integrity of an Air Force One as a cultural artifact.
The history of Air Force One wearing.
You're spitting in the face of history.
Right. You had to, and it is a little bit of a narcissism. Like if everyone's doing it that way, I do it this way.
I'm going to show that I'm like kind of above it.
Oh, I like that. Okay. Yeah. What else you got?
What else do I have? I've got, okay, this is similar, but this is my wife's big pet peeve, my wife Maris, and I agree with her. But whenever she sees this, she's like, ugh, like we'll be out and she'll like right openly is
physically ill.
Yeah, like truly, like it does something to her bodily to see this, which is those Golden Goose sneakers that are like $600 and they look like beat up Converse. Like you get them, like they're like the distressed jeans of shoes.
Okay, I gotta look this up.
If you saw it, like if you look it up, you would recognize them. You've been like, oh, I've seen them on like rich people coming to the cellar as customers. You'd be like, okay. Oh, I've seen some like rich jerk with these.
Right, I know the asshole who would wear these.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Okay, do you have another?
I got a few. So those are 2. This is a very personal one. This is like tapered off a little bit, but the idea of like dad shoes as something cool, like the Nike Monarch or the Fila Disruptor being like, these are dad shoes and they're cool now. And it's like, no, it's cool because cool people are wearing them. If I wear them, people are just like, you look like a dad.
Right. That's one of the the ones on my list was the gray.
What do you got?
So the gray sneakers was on my list, like the dad shoe culture, that thing that was going on with we're gonna out ugly and out 90s each other to look like a dad in the suburbs. And I just never thought it was fun, cool. It doesn't look good with anything. It just has no look.
And that's the thing too, right? It's like any kind of anything can look cool when it's on a very hot person.
Right. That's
like
right.
And it's like, so really what's in is being hot. And then dad shoes are what hot people are also doing.
Right. They've decided we should all wear them. And now I'm just an ugly dude in dad sneakers.
That's right. Yeah. That's how I feel, where I'm like, oh, I can't wear a Nike Air Monarch because I look like I'm not trying. You know what I mean?
I totally know what you mean.
That wears them when he's not trying.
It's like a gray sweatsuit. You're like, when a hot person wears a gray sweatsuit, you're like, look how comfy they look. Look how stylish they look. Yep. And then you put on a gray sweatsuit and you're like, I look like it is over for me, lost a job, lost my wife.
Yep. People are like, do you have the flu? And I'm like, no, never better.
Never felt better. I thought I looked clean and fresh, actually.
Yeah, like,
okay. I also had
bedridden.
I had slides. I'm not a fan of slides.
Mm-hmm. I had Crocs on my list similarly.
So my issue with slides and Crocs, maybe this is similar for you. They look like they're going to be way more comfortable than they are.
Oh, I have that with slides for sure.
Like when I see them on people, and it might be a hot person thing too, where I'm like, man, you're living a lifestyle that I want. I want to be a part of it. And then I try them on. I'm like, this is just like wearing 2 slabs of wood on my feet.
Yeah. Oh, I only do it if I'm if I'm traveling and I'm like, okay, we'll be right at the beach and I don't want to wear sneakers to the beach. So I'll wear these slides till I can take them off at the beach.
And you had Crocs.
I had Crocs. I just feel like similarly, it's like cool people wear them and people are like, Crocs are kind of cool. And I'm like, no, Questlove is cool.
Right. And then it be Crocs. I don't like when a look or a joke becomes too aware.
Yeah.
Like Crocs got to the point where like everyone knew the joke, everyone was talking about it in a way that like if anyone can make the joke, it's not a joke anymore.
Right. It's like it's become like almost a that's what she said, right?
Absolutely. The Crocs are the that's what she said of shoes. That is
where it's
correct.
Like, isn't it fun? It's kind of silly that I'm wearing these. And it's like, no, that's serious. Everyone's just wearing the shoes. You're not like
right. We've evolved into this isn't a joke. This is actual being used.
Yep.
I also had you and I might disagree here.
Okay.
Sneakers with suits.
Oh, I flip-flop about this.
Okay.
Because I do think some people style it really well. But I think the more intentional the whole look is, the better it works. Like if it's just I'm wearing a suit and I put on black Converse with it, it's like that doesn't do it anymore.
You have put words to my feelings in a way that makes me feel so good. And you have the correct answer. Like in a segment where we are being inflammatory. Your answer is the answer. Not all sneakers are made for all suits. It always looks like a mix and match situation and that they were never bought together to be together. And that's the issue I have with it.
Where you're just like, oh, you just don't want to wear dress shoes. And that's different than I got these really fresh sneakers that I think like I coordinated with the shirt and the tie and it's an outfit. It's not just sneakers and a suit.
Right. And the most evident version of this is the tailoring of the pants never goes with the sneakers.
Yes. Especially if you're wearing high tops and you just have the breaking, like they're all bunched up at top of the high tops. It's like, that looks horrendous.
Horrible. Okay. I have 2 more. Okay. Pumas that look like soccer cleats. I hate the look.
Yeah. I don't like that either.
It looks like someone's wearing socks instead of an actual sneaker. I
kind of always am against super specific performance shoes as like leisure wear.
They only look good on Italians who are wearing jeans that I could never fit into.
Absolutely.
Like that's and then you see it, you go, okay, arrivederci, buddy. Good for you.
Yep.
That's for you. But American dude trying to pull off Pumas or like Adidas, it always looks off. And maybe it's a pant shoe thing again.
It might be, but I'm with you. I don't like the stuff that it just doesn't do it for me. Like usually with the big tongue that kind of flops over forward, that's stiff like a cleat. Yeah, it doesn't do it for me. I'm with you.
I'm out on that one. Okay, last one.
Yep.
And I want to hear your opinion.
Please.
I don't like OnClouds.
Oh yeah. Well, this is similar to me where it's like the big performance. I feel the same about like Hoka's, where it's like these are running shoes. Wear them to run. I'm sure they're very comfortable for running and very effective. But like, you're not running. We're sitting.
Right. And in addition to not liking them as like dress shoes, I just don't like that a fashion looks like the OnCloud looks like it was created by a tech billionaire at a boardroom meeting. It has no fashion to it. It has no like love behind it. It just looks very much like it was an algorithm that created the whole sneaker, the look, the even the logo. It looks like it's all the dream of a nerd who had no passion for a shoe.
Yeah, it feels like you're like, are you wearing a Patagonia vest at a wedding? Come on, man.
Right. You do this everywhere. You got to be Patagonia vest guy for everything.
That's a great way to put it.
You know, like OnClouds are the Patagonia vest of shoes, and they just look like it was functional. You know, when like you see, like I get served on Instagram, like these pants, you can wear them out. You can wear them to work. You could wear them to work out. And I'm like, no woman had an opinion on these pants.
It was
all logistics and mail and get me from home to sweating, to working, to sleeping.
Yep. And it's not the best version of any of those things.
Right. Like, it's a little less than everything. A little less of a workout shoe. It's a little less of a workout pant. It's a little less of a workout of a work pant. It's a little less of a going out pant. It never works ultimately for anything.
Right. Every place you go, one person will be like, "Oh, are you coming from the gym?" Or like, "Oh, did you just come from work?"
Josh Gondelman, everyone go watch Josh's special. He's hilarious. It is out right now. The link is in the bio of this episode, wherever you're listening or watching. It is called Positive Reinforcement. Go follow Josh on Instagram at Josh Gondelman. Thank you, buddy. This was great.
Thanks, Jared. Great to see you, man. This is a blast.
You're the best. We'll be back next week. Boom.